Hello students, so we'll move on with the next topic, that is string methods. So this particular topic is very important from your external exam point of view. So please don't skip this topic. Okay. So string methods. So in Ruby, string class has more than 75 methods. Out of them, few of them we are going to see here. So to begin with, the first one we have is catenation. The operator we are using is plus. So what does this catenation do is, it is going to take the operands and create a new string from its operands. Okay, so you can see here we have the operand happy and we have the operand holidays. So the operator here, what does it do is, it is going to combine this and create a new string called as happy holidays. So we'll just see with an example. So I'll invoke the interactive Ruby here with the command IRB. So we have the prompt here. So what is the first operand? That is happy. Okay, I'll give happy. Then I have the operator here, right, holidays. So you can see we have the two operands combined with, and the new string what we are getting is happy holidays. So we'll just see in the slide we have two plus symbol, what happens in that case. Okay, so I have the first plus symbol and the second one. Okay, so we'll see what happens in this case. So you can see we have the space that is increased, but the operation done is same. What does it do? Take the operand and create a new string. So this is about your catenation. Next one you have is append. So what does append do is, it is going to add. Okay, appends a string to the right end of another string. It's like attaching. Okay, if the left operand is a variable. So again we'll go to the example here. So my str, I have a data called as good. Okay, so in my str I have good. Now for this good, I want to attach or append a new data. What is that new data? So how am I going to do? I am writing the name of the string, that is my str, and I'm going to use the operator here. And what is the string I want to attach? I will write something as morning. Okay, so you can see the result here, good morning. That is nothing but for my str, I have attached a new data, that is morning. Okay, so this is your append operation. I hope you have understood this. Same append, it can also be done. So now if I'm giving my str, what happens? I'll be getting good morning. Okay, so what I will do for that purpose, I'll assign a new value to my str. Once again I will give good only. Okay, once again I will give good. And to append, what is the operator now we are speaking about? We are speaking about the shorthand operator. The shorthand operator, that is plus is equal to, and I will write morning. Okay, so you can see the result here. The morning is attached to good, that is it appends a string to the right end. After D you have the another string appended. Okay, so that is about your append operation. Next we'll go to the next one. So if my str is assigned to another variable, that variable will reference the same memory location as my str. So I'll just tell you what happens, what is the meaning of this. So in my str, I have a data called as hi. I'll name it as hi. Okay. Now what I will do, I will assign the same data to your str. Okay, so what is happening here? So in my str I have hi. So whatever data is there in hi, that I am assigning to your str. Okay, so you can just check the data that is present in your str. So in your str also you have the same data, that is hi. Okay, this is what we are speaking, that is assigned to another variable. That variable will reference the same memory location as my str. So your str is also referencing to the same location as my str. Okay, so we'll go to the next slide. Okay, so in the previous one what did we say? Both my str and your str reference the same memory location the place that has the string hi, right? Now, if a different string literal is assigned to mystr, now what we are saying, we will assign a new data or different string is assigned to mystr. Ruby will build a memory location with the value of the new string literal, and mystr will reference to that location, but your str will still reference to the location of hi, right? Hi, or here we have also written as wow. We'll just see with this example what we are speaking. So what we are doing now, okay, so we'll write here my str. So for my str we will assign a value wow. Okay, now next what you're doing, whatever is there in my str, you are going to put it to your str. So whatever is there in my str, you're going to put it to your str. So in your str also you have wow. If you want, you can just check it. In your str also we have wow. Now what we will do, if a different string literal is assigned to my str, so what we will do, we will assign a new string to my str as what. Okay, what. So now in my str what you have, so in my str you have what, but in your str what you will have, you will have wow only. That is what we are saying. If a different string literal is assigned to mystr, Ruby will build a memory location with the value of new literal. That is, the new literal is what, and mystr will reference to that location where what is stored. But your str will still reference to the location of wow. Okay. Next, we'll go to replace method. To change the value of the location that mystr references, okay, value of the location where mystr references, but let mystr reference the same memory location. Value of the location, change it, but reference the same memory location. So we'll see that with the example. So in mystr you are having wow. Okay, again what we will do, we will assign the data that is there in mystr to your str. So what happened, now in your str also we are having wow. Okay, now we will try to change some value. Mystr dot replace, we are going to change the value. Okay, so what happened now, in mystr, now if you check the data that is there in mystr, you have as Goli. Okay, and also check the data that is there in your str. In your str also it has been changed to Goli. In previous case it was not like that, but here now we have gone for replace. So what happens, in both my str and your str you have the same value. Okay, that is about your replace method. Other than this, you have some other string methods like capitalize, convert the first letter to uppercase and the rest of the letter to lowercase. Only the first character will be converted to uppercase, rest everything will be in lowercase. Chop, it is going to remove the last character. Chomp removes a new line from the right end if there is one. Suppose you are reading some data from the user, like enter your name. So user has entered his name and he has hit the enter key. That time there is a new line there, right? So to remove that new line you can go for chomp. Then upcase, convert all the lowercase letter in the object to uppercase. Downcase, convert all the uppercase letter to in the object to lowercase. Strip is nothing but to remove the spaces from both the ends. L strip is to remove the space on the left hand. R strip to remove the space on the right hand. Right hand. Okay. Reverse, reverse the characters of the string. Swap case, convert all the uppercase letter to lowercase and lowercase letters to uppercase. Okay. Next we'll go to bang or mutator method. So what is this bang or mutator method? So just now you saw some string methods in the previous slide. all this method produce new strings rather than modify the given string in place. However, all these methods have versions that do modify their objects in place. These are called as bang or mutator method, which are specified by following their names with the exclamation point. We will see with an example what it means. Okay. So what are they saying? Previous whatever you have seen, all these are going to create a new string rather than modifying the given string in place. Okay. So here we will see what it happens. So we have str, that is we have a string str, in that we will put a name as Frank. Okay. So in str we have Frank. Now you just see str dot uppercase. What does uppercase do? It is going to convert to uppercase. So you can see here Frank has been converted to uppercase. Okay. Now you just check what is there in str. Again it is in the lowercase. What was there in the original one? The same thing is there, right? So now we will go for the mutator method. So what does the mutator method do? The same thing, now you write uppercase but you use the exclamatory symbol. So what does it do now? It has changed to uppercase. Now again you check what is the data that is there in str. So previous case, what did you do? You just gave uppercase, it converted to uppercase, but later on when you check str, it was still in the original form. But now you have used this exclamatory symbol. Okay. So that is nothing but that modify the objects. They are going to change the objects in the place. So now you check str, it will be in the uppercase. So that is your bang or the mutator method, wherein you're not going to create a new string but you're going to modify the objects in the place. Okay. Next we'll go to getter method. So what does this getter method do? Okay. So Ruby strings can be indexed. How we are doing in arrays, similarly here also indexing can be done. Okay. So in arrays, what did you say? Arrays index begins with 0, right? The brackets in this method specifies a getter method. So here we are saying it as a getter method. Okay. Okay. So we'll just see with an example. So what it is doing. So we'll see here we have str and we'll give a name as Shelly. Okay. We'll give a name as Shelly. So in str you have Shelly. Now if you give str of 1, so here how it will be, I'll just show it in paint. So we'll just open paint. So how it will be, so it's taking time. Okay. So we have here, okay. So we were saying that we have an array. Okay. We have an array. So okay. We have the name as str and you have 0, you have 1, 2, like this it goes on. Okay. You have s h e l l y. This is the data that is there in your array. Okay. 3, 4, 5. So if you're giving string of 1, in string of 1 what do you have? You have h. So what does this getter method do? It's represented within square brackets. So this is going to give you the ASCII code of h. Okay. That is what it is going to do. So you can see here you got the answer as 104. That is nothing but the ASCII code of this is given. Similarly, next thing, you don't want the ASCII code but you want the string. Okay, so I'll give like str of 1 and I will give chr. So when you give chr, what will happen is it is not going to give you the ASCII code but it is going to give you the character. So you can see here you have h. Okay. So getter method, what does it do? how you're representing array. Similarly, here you can go for the getter method. Okay. So to get the ASCII code, you're just using, just writing the index position within the square bracket. To get the character, you are writing CHR. Okay. So we'll go to the next one. Okay. A multi-character substring of a string can be accessed by including two numbers in the bracket. So multi-character of a substring, multiple characters that can be accessed. So for that purpose, how we are doing? So we'll just see str. What do we have? Yes, we have already done with Shelly. We have already stored the value Shelly in str. So str within the bracket multiple character or multi-character substring you want. So I'll give 2 comma 4. So what will happen when we give like this? So you can see in 2 what you have. In 2 you have E, L, L, Y. Okay. 2 to 4. 1. We'll just see here in this example. So here it's given as E. We'll execute and see what will happen. Okay. So we'll just execute this. So you can see you have E, L, L, Y. That is nothing but 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So total how many characters? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So here it should be Y. That's just a typing mistake here. So 2 to 4. Okay. So starting from index position 2. Okay. So 2 is representing the first position of the first character of the substring, and the second number of the character is a sub this that is how many number of characters. Okay. So here what you have done, you have given us 2 comma 4. So in Shelly, so 2 is nothing but it is representing the index position. So in the index position 2 what you have, that is E. Okay. From E, 4, that is nothing but how many number of characters you want? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So you have E, L, L, Y. Okay. So that will be displayed. So here it should be Y. Okay. So I hope you have understood this. Okay. So 2 is representing the starting index position and Y is telling you how many number of characters you want. Okay. Next one you have is a setter method. Specific number of string can be set with the setter method. So we'll see the example here. So we have a string and we have named as Donald. So we'll initialize the string. Okay, instead of str I have given as dtr. Okay, so I have a string whose name is dtr, is having the value Donald. Okay, now in dtr what we will do, 3 comma 3. So in dtr what are we going to do? Okay, we are going to change the characters. So we'll just see here is equal to some ENI. Okay, so you can see. So what is the meaning of this? From the third character. Okay. Okay. We'll just check the data here. DTR. So in DTR what you have? You have DONALD, that is 0 position you have. We'll just do here. Okay. So you have like this. You have DONALD. Okay. You have like this. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So starting from the third place. Okay. Starting from the index position 3. What you are going to replace? E. So this will be E. This will be N. 3 characters. This will be I. Okay. So what is the result you got after changing, after setting? So you got the output as DONENI. I. So that is what the result you have got here. Okay. So that is your setter method. Next, we are going for comparison. So you can use the equality symbol, that is a double equal symbol. So you have, we'll just write as high, and you're using high. Okay. In this case, so it is true. Both are equal. So here comparison, how it is done, not based on the number of characters, but based on the ASCII values. Okay. So one more you can check. You have given HAI and you have given lowercase HAI. So you can just see number of characters are same, but one it is uppercase, one is lowercase. So in this case you got as false. Okay. So this is your double equality, to compare the strings for equality. Okay. Next one you have equal, that is a different sense of equality is tested with this equal followed by question mark method, which determines whether its parameter is the same object as the one to which it is sent. So this is another form of equality. We'll just see with an example. It is just used to check whether its parameter are referencing the same object as to the one which it is sent. Okay. So hi uh, equal followed by question mark, and you have hi. In this case it is telling false. In this case it is telling false, although the contents of the two string literals are the same, but the objects are different. So for that purpose it is giving you a false value. Next thing you can see, next method, that is EQL, another form of equality, returns true if the receiver object and its parameter have the same type and the same value. Just check here, 7 double equal 7.0. So in this case it is true. Okay, this is equality in this case. But now if you're seeing with equal dot eql followed by question mark and you have 7.0, in this case what happens, it is going to return false. Why? Because one data is an integer and one is a floating point value. So for that purpose it is going to give you a false value. Okay. Next example, that is spaceship operator. So in this case what happens, ordering, to facilitate ordering in a particular order. Okay, written -1 if the second operand is greater than the first. So in C you have the equality operator, right? So in that case also it is returning either 0 or greater than or lesser than. So if the first string is greater than second, the same concept here we are using. Okay, so it is returning -1 if the second string is greater than the first. It returns 0 if the two strings are equal. It returns 1 if the first string is greater than the second. So this is the same concept what we have used in the equality operator or compare. Okay, string compare. String compare we had used in our C language. The same thing we are doing. So if the string compare is going to return 0, it means both the strings are equal. We'll just check here. I have the first string as apple, and I'll use this spaceship operator, and I have the second string as apple. In this case it is going to return a value 0 since both are equal. Okay, and next thing I'll write like this. Okay, it is returning -1. So it is returning -1 if the second operand is greater than the first. So how the comparison is done? Comparison is done based on the ASCII values. Okay, and the last one is I'll just check this. Grape is your first string. Sorry, grape is your first string and apple is your second string. In this case, it is going to return 1, indicating that first operand is greater than the second operand. So what happens? Character by character, the ASCII values are taken and compared. And if it is greater, and you're subtracting both string 1 and string 2 value. So when you're doing that, if you get 0, both are equal. If you get a negative value, then the second string is greater than the first one. If you get a positive value, that is if you get 1, then first operand is greater than the second one. So this is your spaceship operator, which is nothing but similar to your string compare function in C language, what you have already seen. Okay, next one you have is repetition. So what is this repetition? Takes a string as its left operand and an expression that evaluates to the number as its right operand. So how many times the particular string should be repeated? So for that purpose you can go for the repetition method. So I will write hi, okay, and I'll give a space, I'll give into 3. So you can see hi has been repeated 3 times. How many number of times you're telling, those many number of times it will repeat. Okay, so this is your repetition of method. So with this we are done with the string methods, a very important topic from this module. Thank you.